good evening, everybody. I'd like to welcome you to our February meetings for the township. I'd like to start off tonight with the Pledge of Allegiance. Good. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, thank you. We'll start tonight's meeting with the Highway Department. The Road and Bridge Fund. We'll start with a roll call of officers.
Who's doing it?
Supervisor Reynolds Rico.
Here.
Trustee Barb Boyce.
Here.
Trustee Dean Morelli.
Here.
Trustee Greg Bickus.
Here.
Assessor Debbie Mason.
Here.
Highway Commissioner John Selinsky.
Here.
And then we have absent Trustee Barbara Leahy, Clerk Denise Marshall-Ronchek, Collector Karen Johnson, and Attorney Gary Moore.
All right, thank you very much. You know, if you have an extra mic, you want to open over there for the roll calls? You guys have a mic for me? All right, we'll want to hear this.
I don't need one.
All right, we have roll call, Pledge of Allegiance. Next on the agenda is we have the minutes of the last meeting of January 8th, 2019 for the Road and Bridge. I do need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Barb Boyce.
Second.
A second by Greg Bickus. Any questions of the meetings, or the minutes tonight? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right. Next on the agenda is approval of the bills. This month's bills for the highway is $69,608.71. I do need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion to pay the bills.
I got a motion by Barb Boyce,
I'll second.
second by Dean Morelli. Are there any questions of the bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Rico.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Morelli.
Yes.
Bickus.
Yes.
All right, motion carries. Any citizens wishing here tonight wishing to address the board for the highway department? Seeing none, we'll move on to the highway commissioner's report. Ken?
Yeah, I'll keep it short because of the rough weather we're expecting. So try to keep the meetings short. Actually, the guys have just been out plowing and we've been repairing trucks, and I hope everybody made it through that real cold weather okay. As far as the highway department's concerned, everything was really good. The only thing I regret is the last meeting I was joking about, they're really busy because there was no snow, and I did knock on wood, so now since then, they've been going on about every other day. But we're just now starting to take a look at some different streets that we want to work on and different projects for the spring. And that's really about all I have for today.
All right, thank you very much. Unless anybody has any other questions, the highway department, the board, I have no other business. I would ask tonight, we're going to ask for a recess. I want to explain to everybody that this is this month, February, is the end of our fiscal year. So we recess this meeting until, we're going to recess it until February 26th, which is, I believe, Thursday before the end of the month. So we can pay whatever bills come in between now and the end of the month.
It's a Tuesday.
It's a Tuesday. But we'll pay out all the bills at that meeting at the end of the month, so we can end our fiscal year with all the bills paid. That's why we recess these meetings in February. So I would ask for a recess until February 26, 2019 at 6:30 p.m. in the multi-purpose room right next door, room 127, at the Lockport Township Government Building at 1463 Farrell Road.
I'll make the motion to recess.
Second.
Motion by Barb Boyce and a second by Dean. Did you say second? Oh, Greg? Greg Bickus. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. All right, next we'll go into the General Assistance Fund. Again, you have the minutes in your packet for the January 8th meeting. I do need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
And a motion by Barb Boyce,
I'll second it.
second by Dean Morelli. Any questions of the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, thank you. You have the bills of $6,132.18 this month. I do need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion to pay the
Got a
bills.
motion by Barb Boyce.
I'll second that motion.
Will second that, Dean. Dean Morelli will second that. Any questions of the bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Alberico,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Morelli,
Yes.
Vickers.
Yes.
All right, in your packet, you have the financial aid monthly breakdown report in the called the financial aid breakdown and monthly aid report. Just to bring it down real quick, at the end, number of requalifying GA were approved was one. One was denied last month. Last month at our meeting, it was asked about the Christmas vouchers. I did get that today. We did purchase 70 gift cards for the Christmas vouchers. We gave out 49, so 21 will remain in the general assistance fund for the regular food emergency. I have no other business in general assistance, so I would entertain a motion to recess until February 26, 2019 at 6:30 in the multi-purpose room 127 in the Lockport Township Government Building.
I'll make that motion to recess.
Got a motion by Barbara
Second.
Delaney, second by Greg Vickus. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. All right, moving on. We'll get out of here before that rain and that ice comes in. We'll move on to the senior fund. Again, you have the minutes in your packet for the senior fund for the January 8th meeting. I do need a motion to pass the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Barb Boyce,
I'll second.
second by Greg Vickus. Any questions of the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. You have the bills of $19,059.24. I do need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion to pay the bills.
Motion by Barb Boyce,
Second.
second by,
Dean.
Dean Morelli. I have a hard time hearing sometimes. Dean Morelli, any questions of the bills? Hearing none, can I have a roll call, please?
Alberico,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Morelli,
Yes.
Vickers.
Yes.
All right, you know what? I kind of stumbled there because I was thinking, I don't think I said this in the last meeting, for the general assistance, anybody wishing to address the board for the senior fund, or the general assistance for that matter, now I'll make it up since I missed it. Seeing none, we'll move on. Under new business, you do have your transportation report. Last month we did have we had our first transportation report. And I'll read that. The number of days worked was 20. The number of trips made was 552 for an average of 27.6 customers a day. We had events that occurred, or three. We had three things happen. And it's mostly on, it all happened on Tuesday, January 22nd, 2019, the ice storm. It started about 9 a.m. on Tuesday morning. The decision was made to suspend service. At this time, the drivers returned passengers that were on the bus to their homes. The need to go and get those who went early to appointments were met. The West Side driver had a passenger fall, and he needed to call 911 as he could not get her up all by himself. Once again, he was returning the passengers home from an early appointment, and he was getting a wheelchair out, and the husband fell. So again, he had to call 911, responded, and they helped get the man up. Luckily, he wasn't hurt, and neither was the first resident. The East Side driver was returning a passenger home, and she fell also and almost went under the bus. Again, all three of them, nobody got hurt, luckily, and it wasn't on our property. They were just coming from their house and they fell. And our drivers stayed with them until they get them up. I was also had to use my own vehicle to retrieve the passenger and helped out. The decision at the end of the day was to conclude that we need some blankets on those buses in case of somebody falls outside in this kind of temperature. We want to at least throw a blanket on them. The other issue is when we're getting a wheelchair off the bus, we have to leave that door open for quite a while, and there's some passengers sitting in there that get kind of cold. So we're going to put 2 blankets. We've already done it. Put 2 blankets on each bus, and it was no cost to the township. We had a lot of blankets at the house. I brought 2 in for each bus. So that's your transportation report. Under old business, I want to just let everybody know that the Meals on Wheels program is moved into the building this week. They are serving out of our building now. We are doing kind of get meals here also. It's working out pretty good. Everything seems to be working so far. It's only 2 days. I'm sure we're going to run into little bugs here and there, but it seems to be working out pretty good. The other thing is that we approved the purchase of a car last month. I did want to bring you up to date on that. We've been looking around a little bit, but it looks to me, from what our 2 bus professionals are saying, is the best buy right now seems to be the one of Lockport. City of Lockport has that Escape. It's a really nice car. The issue is, right now it's being used by a police officer that's down in Springfield, and he won't be back until next month. So we might have to wait until then we'll purchase it. If something comes up that's better, we'll buy it. But it seems to be the best buy. Low miles, it's not used a lot, it's in good condition. It's the right kind of car. So we're going to hopefully hold out. I have no other business unless there's a question or comment for the seniors. Hearing none, I would entertain a motion to recess until February 26th. 2019 at 6:30 p.m. at the multi-purpose room 127 of the Lockport Township building.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Clark Boyce.
Second.
Second by Greg Pickens. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you. All right, now we'll move into our town report. Again, you have the minutes of the January 8th meeting. I do need a motion to approve the minutes.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Barb Boyce.
Second.
Second by Dean Morrell. Any questions on the minutes? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
All right. Last month, we did have our attorney here. There were some minutes that, the executive session minutes, that the attorney advised us not to release it to the public yet. We did kind of agree with our attorney, so, but we didn't have it on the agenda last month. We should have, so we have it on this month, so right now I need a motion not to release the executive sessions of July 10th, 2018.
I'll make the motion not to release.
All right, I got a motion by Greg Bickus,
I'll second it.
second by Barb Boyce. Any questions? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. You have the approval of the bills, $117,640.38. I do need a motion to pay the bills.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Barb Boyce,
Second.
second by Greg Bickus. Any questions of the bills?
I do have a question. The extra hours been paid last week, or the last pay period, the 7th through the 18th, and also the 21st through the 1st. What do we have people doing for
Where
the
are you
extra?
at?
We're on page 2 of 5. It'll be under salaries, payroll account. About halfway down the page, you'll see extra hours. There's 4 line items.
Oh, okay, yes. That's, again, like I said last time, we have some comp time that I'm trying to catch up on.
Oh, no, I'm confused.
A lot of times, ladies will work later, and it's legal to comp the hours. And I don't want to get too far ahead because there's too much. You're only allowed to go, I forget the number, probably off the top of my head. It's about $200 of comp time is the most you can offer anybody.
Okay.
I don't ever want to get to that point. We're not near that point, but I don't want to fall behind. So I would just as soon pay.
Okay. So we were not in for 3 days last week.
Right.
How did we have comp hours during those? What happens? I mean, we just pay the employees for the time.
This is comp time that happens throughout the whole year. And now it's the end of the fiscal year, so I'm trying to catch up before the end of the year. These hours didn't happen this last week.
Okay.
Any other questions? All right, can I have a roll call, please?
Alberto,
Yes.
Boyce,
Yes.
Morelli,
Yes.
Bickus.
Yes.
Okay, motion carries. Okay, any citizens wishing to address the board here tonight for the town fund? We have you on the agenda for another spot. Wait for there, I'll let you do that. Anybody else? Jim, you wanted to say something, I believe?
Good evening, everyone. My name is Jim Posing. I'm with Republic Services. Basically, I want to say thank you for the opportunity to talk to you tonight, and obviously thank you for giving Republic Services the opportunity to present a proposal for refuse, yard waste, and recycling pickup. So I know tonight's a big decision, many years in the making, so hopefully it's not going to be taken too lightly. So I just want to read something really quick on our behalf, and hopefully if you got any questions or anything like that, please feel free to ask. I am certain that this committee has reviewed each proposal carefully and is going to make a decision to partner with a company that has the best interest of its citizens at heart. That hauler, obviously, I believe was Republic Services, and obviously, I'm the only hauler here that is willing to borrow this weather to come out and talk to you. So I hope that speaks speaks volumes about what we're about and how much we do care about our customers. So basically, we not only provided a proposal based on the original RFP askings, but we offered 3 optional proposals as well, 2 of which are lower than the original RFP's asking price. We feel one of these options is the right fit for the township residents and provided our best price to provide those services. We presented 2 options, with yard waste being an option for only those residents that want the service and will use it. We feel the remaining residents should not pay for something they don't want nor will use. However, this is the committee's decision after that. These options make the service more affordable for the majority of the township residents. We ask that you take into consideration that it's not our fault that the other bidding companies did not offer options in their proposals, nor do I believe that we should be penalized for offering those options. We do not feel it's in the township's best interest to use our proactive approach in pricing to negotiate a contract with another company that did not take the same approach. We offered those options because we took a proactive stance to this request and have the best interest of the Lockport residents at heart, just as you trustees do. As I don't know which direction this committee is leaning toward, I do hope you take into consideration Republic Services' alternate options and see us as not only offering the lowest price to its residents, but offering the best value service as well. Based on the RFP options, which makes Republic Services the best value with the right fit for Lockport Township residents, we ask that this committee approves to enter into contract negotiations with Republic Services. Thank you for your time. Are there any questions?
Anybody have any questions? No? Thank you very much.
Thank you.
I appreciate you coming. At this point, I'm not going to make any kind of statement like I've been saying since day one. This is the first time I'm ever trying to do something like this. I want to actually ask the attorney his advice on which way to go from that point, because the RFP asked for a certain thing, and I know you did make other options. That's not what the RFP was asking for, so I don't know whether we can accept that or not. I have to rely on the attorney.
And that's understandable.
That's where I'm at. Thank you for your time.
Thank you.
All right. Any other citizens wishing to address the board here tonight? We'll move on to assessor's report.
I just have 2 things tonight. On April 23rd, from 9 o'clock in the morning till 1, we are partnering with the Will County Supervisor's Office to do the 2019 exemption event, which means we will be doing senior freezes, veterans disability, any type of like senior citizen regular exemptions. So we're going to be working with them, and it's going to be in this room here. So anybody can come in. If we have an overflow here, we can also do this up in my office. On August 15th at 6 o'clock at night, we are also working with Rhonda Novak, who is our supervisor of assessments. She will be hosting a property tax assessment forum. This year is our 5th year, which means every parcel in Lockport Township has to be reassessed. The cards will come out on August 1st, and so she's having it done in the middle of August so that everybody has their cards to know questions. So she will do the cycle from the tax cycle through the assessment cycle until the end of the appeal cycle. And that's all.
All right, thank you very much. Moving on to the clerk's report. Our clerk is not able to make it here tonight, but I will read your report real quick. The new website is up and running. Please look at the website and inform us if there's anything you'd like added or changed. The annual town meeting agenda request needs to be submitted to the clerk's office by March 1st to be placed on the agenda for the April 9th meeting. Early voting will begin on March 18th, 2019 through March 30th, 2019 with consolidated election on April 2nd. The hours will be Monday through Friday, 9 to 4, and Saturday, March 23rd and March 30th from 9 till noon. Register to vote, the last day to register to vote in person for the April 2nd, 2019 consolidated election will be March 5th. We're in the process of sending out requests for informational tables and activities for the Lockport Township's Community Fun Day event. Sponsorship letters will be sent out this week. The goal of the event is to connect and serve our community and help promote awareness of the services that are available to assist the youths and their families. Attached here is a copy of the invitation letter, and if you know anyone who would be interested in attending, please let us know. Officials, please come out and join us on Saturday, March 4th, 2019 from 10 to noon. Here is attached flyer thing. Any trustees, comments, or suggestions tonight? All right, real quick. Building report, I'll bring you up to date what's going on in the building. In your packets, everybody should have received I told you last week I was going to have a draft for the emergency procedures of the building. This is only a draft, and there may be some changes, a couple of little details. If there's something in here that you don't like, read it in a month, let us know. But basically, we have, because this is not panacea for everything. This is just what to do in case of a fire. We need to know where everybody's at, so we'll have the procedures written down at the fire, get out of the building, and we all report in front of the bus bar. Those kind of things. What to do in case of a tornado, emergency, water emergencies, electrical, natural gas emergencies, dangerous person entering the building. It's procedure. We're not guaranteeing that the procedures are always going to work. You never know, everything's different, but this is a draft. I was hoping the attorney would have been here tonight. I want him to get a copy too. I will get him a copy just to run through it. Along with what I've given you in your packet, there will be, I don't know if I brought it down or not, a couple more pages, and that will be a sign-off sheet so we know that everybody got it. And there's a list of vendors and stuff like that to call in case of an emergency. Like if windows get blown out, we need a phone number, someone to board them up. So that will be in the back of the pages too. So, for your reading pleasure over the next month, please read that and let me know if there's anything you see that might need to be changed. The exterior doors in the building here, we're having some issues with these doors. Sometimes they're getting old, they're 20 years old. Sometimes the clips don't kind of shut, they get stuck open. And then we don't, and we try to get to have to check them every night to make sure, but there's actually this door on the south, the last couple of days, a screw came up to the threshold and the door went open. So I'm having a company come out, LaForce, who put the doors in and all that. They're coming out tomorrow to give us an estimate on fixing the doors. I'm almost thinking I'd like to get an estimate, at least on maybe changing them up and getting new doors, because I was told last time by them that these doors are, that's hard to get parts for them anymore because they're so old. So I'm going to try to get some information on that. The only other thing I really have in here is, as John was saying, with the snow removal, I want to add our maintenance guys on the back for all the help they've been doing, getting this building cleared out through all that cold weather and the ice and snow. I appreciate it. I'm sure the residents appreciate it. I know our employees all appreciate it. All right, under new business, Will Grundy Medical Clinic, Sean West is here to speak for us tonight. Please come up. You have the floor.
Good evening, and first I want to thank you so much for having me out. I appreciate it. I want to start by giving a little bit of history of the Will Grundy Medical Clinic. We have been operating for 31 years, and we are the only completely free charity care clinic serving the 2-county area of Will and Grundy counties. We provide care to over 1,000 people every year, and the care that we provide is 100% free of charge. We only have 11 paid staff, but over 350 volunteers. What the clinic is able to do is to leverage the volunteer labor and efforts of the community in order to provide free care to individuals who find themselves without access to care. And in case you didn't know, in Will County alone, there's still about 45,000 people who don't have access to health insurance for various reasons. We have people who come to us who need care because they've been redetermined to be ineligible for Medicaid. Maybe they received a 50 cents raise, or they work a lot of overtime, and then they're redetermined to be ineligible, and then they lose their Medicaid. Or we also have individuals who are eligible for marketplace insurance, or also eligible for insurance through their employer, but the copay that their employer charges or the marketplace charges, sometimes it's too exorbitant. It's cost prohibitive. Especially for our low-wage earners, for individuals, making $12, $13, $14, $15 an hour. When an individual like that has to pay $150 a month for their subsidized insurance, it can be difficult because they would have to negotiate whether or not they can buy groceries or pay their health insurance premium. So we are able to fill the gaps and provide support to individuals who are in need of access to care, and we are able to do it free of charge. We are a United Way agency. We are also supported by our 4 partner hospitals, that's Silver Cross, Amita St. Joe's, Amita Venice Bolingbrook, and Morris Hospital in Grundy County. 75% of our patients work. So again, as I was stating, this is a population who they find themselves without access to care. Now, I'm here tonight to give you information about the Will Grundy Medical Clinic, also to encourage you, if you know of township residents that need access to care, please be sure to distribute our flyer, distribute our unique care document, and that would actually give them instructions on who to contact and how to access care. But I'm also here to ask for support. So the clinic is 100% donor supported. We receive no state or federal funds. We are supported through grant making, through fundraisers. We have a fundraiser coming up next month, actually, and I'll be sure to send you all information about it. But we are donor supported 100%. And every year, on a $500,000 budget, we provide over $10 million in health care. So for every dollar that we get in donation, we are able to turn it into at least $20 in health care. And that's because, as I stated earlier, we're a volunteer-based organization. Only 11 paid staff, but over 350 volunteers. Today on site, there are about 25 people working, but only 9 of those individuals were getting paid. So we're able to leverage the generosity of the community. We have volunteer doctors who have practices in the community. However, they come and donate a day of service to the clinic. And that's how we've been able to sustain for so long, for over 30 years. Now, we actually do determine the township that our patients come from. And the majority of our patients do come from Joliet Township, nearly 700 of our patients. However, Lockport Township is the second most numerous patients come from the Lockport Township. And it's about between 120 and 150 patients each year come from Lockport Township. On average, the expense for us to care for a patient is about $600 per patient per year. That includes all their health care, that includes medication, any therapies or surgeries, because in fact the majority of what all of our patients receive, it's all free. It's all donated. We coordinate the care. We're able to secure the free care from our hospital partners, from specialists. We treat patients with something as simple as a cold, something as complicated as a cancer patient. We also have very, very good outcomes. Our outcomes actually outperform places that receive paid for their services. In fact, if you look at one of the documents I sent you, it lists the outcomes for our hypertensive patients and the outcomes for our diabetic patients. Our diabetic patients, 63% of our diabetic patients are managed, meaning that their A1C is under control, and they're no longer, they're still sick, they still have diabetes. However, their diabetes is not a danger to them simply because their lab values are such that they don't have the risk of nerve damage or amputation or kidney failure, because we're able to manage the illness. We give them their medication for free. They get nursing visits and doctor visits, and so they're doing well. They're able to hold down the job and take care of their families and contribute to the community. Same thing for our hypertensive patients. Nearly 70% of our hypertensive patients are managed, meaning they may be diagnosed with hypertension, but when their blood pressure is checked, it's a normal blood pressure because they get medication and other therapeutic support that they need, and it's all free of charge. Our average household income per patient is a little over $21,000. So we're talking about very poor people. However, the fact that they work, the fact that they are contributing to the community should not go unnoticed. When you look at our typical patient, the average household income $21,000, you better believe every dime of that $21,000 goes back into the community. So if you are a building owner, you're getting your rent paid. They're renting from you, they're paying their rent. If you own a grocery store, they're buying groceries, they're buying goods and services in the community. And when we are able to provide them care, health care for free, that further frees up cash so that they can contribute to the community, and not only contribute to the community, but remain healthy, because we want healthy working people, period, in the community. So, as I stated, 100% donor supported, and so this is how I raise funds for the clinic. I go out and talk to our hospital partners and talk to United Way, and I give reports on what we're doing in the community, how our patients are doing, and I leave it up to the potential donor, however you want to support the clinic. I also would like to invite any of you township members to come down to one of our board meetings. I can send information about our board meetings, or come down if you want to volunteer, if you have some free time. You can come down and volunteer at the clinic as well, or send your college students if you have college kids. We love the college kids in the summertime. They help us get a lot done. They paint, do gardening, everything. So that's about it, about Will Grundy Medical Clinic. I can entertain questions now.
Anybody have any questions? I just have one question real quick. I think it's a very reputable idea. I think it does serve the township. If we have 120 to 150 residents that are being helped, it's something that we can't administrate. And that's why we help facilities like yours to do that kind of stuff. You said Joliet Township is your major, do they donate?
Joliet Township at one time would give us almost 20% of our operating funds. They used to give us a sizable donation. However, when the Affordable Care Act was implemented, they decided to no longer support us, and they moved their funds to the federally qualified health care centers in the area, which we do have federally qualified health care centers in the area. However, we have not been able to stop serving people because the Affordable Care Act did not cover it. Unfortunately, it doesn't cover, it's not 100% coverage for everybody. There's still about 50,000 people in Will County that don't have access to care for various reasons. So it went a long way, but it didn't go all the way. So we're still in business. So they decided that once the ACA was implemented, that they would put their funds elsewhere. And we've been trying to secure those funding, that funding back, and we have demonstrated to them that the need is still there, that we're still serving people, and we're still serving lots of people from Joliet Township. And we met with Dan Vera and met with Larry Walsh. I mean, we've gone all around in circles. Right now, we're working with the city of Joliet in order to secure CDBG funds, which they think would, better suit. And so instead of us getting those township funds back, we may get CDBG funds. So to answer your question.
All right. We can't tonight vote on anything since it's not on the agenda, obviously. So I will maybe put it on the agenda for next month, and we can decide if we want to create a line item for that. All right?
All right.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. Everybody drive safe.
All right. Moving on, next on the agenda is the approval to negotiate with the selected refuge and recycling collection service contract. I do have here for everybody, these are the minutes of the bid opening, which gives you basically let me take one and pass the rest. Those are the minutes. It does give you a breakdown of the pricing. I did know Denise was going to give that to me, so I did give you the bid page of every bid with the name of the bidding company. That one. This is the Publix here. And I apologize, I just put the first bid on this one. I didn't put the options, but the options are in the minutes. And we have this. Which is Homewood. There we go. Just to make it cut to the chase, in the minutes you can see Homewood's with the base bid of what we asked for in the RFP. They were the lowest bid at $25.95 the first year, $27 the second year, $28.07 the third year. Fourth year is $29.19, and the fifth year is $30.36. Republic's was a little higher, but Republic did give us options, which brought that price lower than Homewood's. But the lower option, which was probably starting around the second option, was weekly refuge and recycling and no yard waste pickup at all. And the third option was weekly pickup, every other week recycling, and no yard waste pickup. I don't know whether or not we can accept those as the lowest bid, because that's not what we asked for in the RFP. Like I said, I will talk to the attorney about that, how he feels or what his opinion is on that. It is, I believe, when we had our committee meeting, it was the committee's opinion at the time that they did want yard waste every week and they did want recycling every week. So that's why the RFP was written the way it was.
Yard waste would be available to those residents, like I stated earlier. Yard waste would be available to those residents that want it. So I know that the RFP is a little bit misleading as far as providing no yard waste. It would be provided, but those residents would just call us and we would start them up as yard waste customers. Apologize for speaking.
Like I said, I don't know if we're going to have different prices for different people and different, situations. I don't know how confusing that would be for I think we're at the attitude of everybody gets the same, everybody gets everything. But like I said, we'll get together with the committee, we'll start negotiating with the low bidder if the board approves it tonight. I did set a meeting with the lowest bidder, Homewood, for this week, if approved tonight. So I would need approval to start negotiations with the selected refuge and recycling collection service contract. Just to make sure you all understand, this was an RFP, which is a request for proposal. It's not a contract. So it does give us leniency to start negotiations to bring the price down, even farther than what the proposals were. Now we can start negotiating with things such as, like Jim brought up, doing recycling every other week, as opposed to every week. We could start talking about lowering the performance bond, if that's going to lower the price for the people. We could talk about the price of the replacement of the carts, which is, I believe, I can't remember offhand, it was $35, I believe. We could raise that up for the individual residents, if that's going to lower the price. So those are the negotiations I would like to start. Again, the county is working with me hand in hand, and they're volunteering to be there with the negotiations. So I'd ask for, right now, I'd ask for an approval, again, of negotiating with the selected refuge and recycling collection service contract.
Ron, is that to speak with all of them, or just do we negotiate with all of the?
No, we start with the lowest bidder. Now, if they don't want to negotiate, that gives us the right to go to the second lowest bidder and negotiate with them. If they don't want to negotiate in fair, then we can go to the third bidder and negotiate with them.
Because I mean, it seems like there was some confusion as far as like with the yard waste and stuff like that, how they didn't separate it because.
Well, we really didn't ask for it in the RFP. We asked for.
Just a bid?
We asked for.
I know.
The request for proposal was for weekly garbage pickup, weekly recycling, and weekly yard waste. That's what we asked for in the RFP.
And that was what we were advised to ask for?
That's what we.
Because I know, just like with the city of Lockport, it's an option. I mean, you don't have to pay for yard waste.
We asked for in our RFP through the committee, it was the committee's decision to ask for all every week, not to make it an option.
Okay, so you're asking just to start negotiation with
To
this?
start negotiations. It's not a contract at this point in time.
No contract.
If we negotiate and we come to a agreement on everything, then we'll have the attorney start putting the contract together. Hopefully we can do that relatively soon because we do have the May 1st start date. Hopefully everything moves good.
Who's going to be present during those negotiations? And you would?
Marta, Keene from the Will County, and myself.
Who's that? Will County?
Will County land use.
And is the attorney present during that or no?
No.
So Homewood, for the $25.95 for the first year, is that garbage and just recycling?
That's recycling every week.
And garbage.
Pick up every week.
week.
And yard waste.
Every week.
One big white item, I believe, every week.
And that's how the public service, that's the same exact thing.
Everybody was given the same RFP.
I know most, and I don't know if you got a line, but I know they don't usually pick up yard waste every month. It's usually shut down after like October and then started back up in.
Yeah, usually from April to the end of November or April through the end of October, whenever some communities have it starting in March. However, when we have bad weather, there's really not a lot of yard waste out in March. So the most cost-effective program that we've seen through our communities, dealing with our communities and that, is April through either the end of October or the end of November, and then like a Christmas tree pickup after the first 2 weeks in January, something like that. That usually will fall under the yard waste. But the good thing about Lockport Township is that, you know, it's individually built. You know, so it's not like most communities like the city of Joliet or Crest Hill, where the city gets an invoice and then disperses the charges out on the water. You know, Lockport Township residents are paying their own bill. You know, so it would not be an issue for a company, for any company to just, you know, not do like an all out a la carte kind of program, but for those people that wanted to opt out of the yard waste or opt into the yard waste, it would be something that would be fairly easy for any waste hauler to do, because it would be up to that individual resident whether they wanted to participate in that program or not. And in yard waste, you know, getting to Ron's point, you know, yard waste is something that usually does come into play with certain contracts, simply because of the participation rate, especially when you get into the rural communities, and I know Lockport Township is like right in the center. A lot of the people are allowed to, you know, to burn your material. So yard waste is always kind of a touchy subject, but as far as the billing goes, it would really be no issue to separate that from a hauler standpoint.
Any other questions? All right, then I will need a motion to start the negotiations.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Barb Boyce,
Second.
second by Greg Bickes. Any other questions? Can I have a roll call, please?
Alberico?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Morelli?
Yes.
Vickers?
Yes.
All right. Hopefully we'll get those negotiations going pretty quick and get this thing going, rocking and rolling. There's a lot of work to be done. I know once we decide on the contract, we got to decide on the design of the bins. We got to decide on the postcards to go out to the residents to make sure everybody understands what's going to happen. And we're going to try to do that all by May 1st. So it's a lot of work to get done. So thank you for that. Ability to start the negotiations. Next on the agenda, I just want to, under new business, I want to make sure everybody knows that I did set up a workshop meeting. That'll be on March 7th at 6:30 in the multi-purpose room. This is our annual workshop for the budget. I do have Dave Myers from Warner Rogers will be there to explain all the budget line items for us, and we'll send you out a memo on that, so make sure everybody remembers when it is, and we'll try to get that all done. That's kind of that longer one, we'll go through every line item of the township, so that'll be, like I said, March 7th, 6:30. The other thing I wanted to bring up tonight, really, in new business would be, I did get this letter just today, that's why it wasn't in the packet. Township officials of Illinois has Topics Day, they call it, every year. If you're at all interested, read it. I'll try to get in touch with you again on this, but I need to know how many people are going to go so I can register you and pay the registration fees if you want to go down to Topics Day. I believe it's April 3rd. In Springfield, so I've been down there a couple of times for that. It's interesting. You talk to your representatives. Bring up all your issues. I don't believe I have anything else tonight. I appreciate everybody's patience on a cold night like this and storm coming in, so I would entertain a motion to recess until February 26, 2019 at 6:30 in the multi-purpose room, 127, Lockport Township Building.
I'll make that motion.
I got a motion by Barb Boyce.
Second.
Second by Dean Morelli. All in favor? Opposed? Ayes have it. Thank you, everybody, for being here tonight.